Do you need lights for this? Yeah, okay. Start? All right, so this is Sani Kadir from CSB News, and I'm your senior news correspondent. We have a distinguished guest here, and his name is Aladdin Said, and he's a researcher, first degree, Ministry of Environment from Egypt. Assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Alaikum salam, fine, thank you.
So what brings you here in Bangladesh? Why are you pretty much concerned about the climate change here in this country?
Yeah, I think Bangladesh, which I visit for the first time, I think it is a very good and very nice country and a very nice place also. Also, I see many projects in Bangladesh concerning climate change, which will be very fruitful in the near future.
Okay, so, and what positive aspects do you see here in this country?
Many positive respects, like the people are kind, they are also very helpful. Many people try to help me, although they don't know me, but they try to do all of their best for me because I am a ghost here, and I am a guest here in this country.
Apart from that, have you ever found any negative aspects regarding the climate change or the pollution that you have come across? The negative aspects?
The negative aspects is very dangerous and very numerous. We see last week in Emirates, United Arab Emirates, and then Sultanate of Oman, we see
the cloud seeding in the United Arab.
Flash floods.
It's disastrous.
In other countries we see high temperature. We see sea level rise in some countries. So we try to struggle against the negative impacts of climate change.
Oh, since you live very close to Palestine, what are your message for Palestine?
We all with Palestine. Okay. We all are Palestinians.
Oh, that's great. Good to have you showing solidarity.
It's finished, inshallah.
There's a problem in the border. Like we sent lots of trucks, in the Egyptian border, the Rafah. But unfortunately, the humanitarian aid or the trucks are not basically entering Rafah. Do you have any viewpoints on that?
No, I don't know what's happened exactly. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, and have a good day.
Take a photo. Thank you. Thank you.
Sure.
Hi. Take a photo. Okay, photo.
Yeah, sure. We'll send you this video in WhatsApp. Photo.
Excuse me. I would like to ask you.
Yeah, sure.
I would like to ask you.
Yeah, sure.
If this
planning of infrastructure construction of buildings, but also roads or other infrastructure pipelines and so forth, to be better prepared concerning the loading capacities, concerning also the inundation problem here in Bangladesh. There comes the climate change into play. And the third so-called geofactor we are working about is the problem with the earthquake hazard and so-called liquefaction. That means the soil gets liquid and behaves like a liquid due to earthquake. Yeah, it has to do with the fine-grained cohesionless sediments and water.
And that's like a risk factor, if you just want to build a building on that piece of land. So chances it might collapse, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, you see here from our brochures, it's a little bit small for the camera, but you see this is a common problem once in a while because buildings are simply tilting or even collapsing due to the insufficient bearing capacity of the underground, because in the course of time many of the buildings have been constructed in marshlands, in old river channels, and there the underground is simply much softer than on old levees, as you see on our other maps here, these red colors and so forth, which are much stronger due to the better consolidation over the geological course of time. So all in all, it is a planning tool, what we are giving here at the hands of geoscientists and also construction engineers and architects. The thing is, what we want to do in a program that has already run for 10 years, now in the end phase of the program, to bring it to the stakeholders that they really make use of it. And this is still really one of the main targets of the last 2 years we will work in this program.
So in regards to the financial information, how much has been spent here for this particular project?
Well, the whole amount at the moment for this one is around 3.5 million euro. for this
3.5
this
billion
one now for this phase. But you have to see that in before it has been already another 5 million plus another 3 or 4. So you can say all in all it's at least 10 million euro.
Okay. So we would like to visit these places where all these projects are being undertaken. So could you just tell us where exactly it's located?
Yeah, okay. I mean, Dhaka was one of the main areas, certainly, as number 3 of the mega cities in the world. And then it is also the areas, as you can see from these maps here, like Barishal,
Can we just go
Kulna.
there? Perhaps you can show it, if you could. Yeah. So these are the areas, isn't it? Perhaps you can be here.
Some parts of the maps of the areas. So you see here on the left, this is Faridpur. Here, this is Satkhira and surroundings. Here on the left, you see Barishal, and here on the right, you see Kulna. And then also Sirajganj has been part of it. We don't have it here on the maps because this is accordingly the same places as here, but here we have the earthquake hazards. Yeah, so this has also been
Recently there has been an earthquake, which the Richter scale is almost like 5.0 a few months back, isn't it?
Right, yeah. I mean, this is an earthquake hazard and prone area here in Bangladesh. The further you go to the northeast, direction Sylhet, and then further to the big Himalaya range, the earthquake risk is increasing. And this has been done, of course, here because you have 4 different zones in Bangladesh.
Is it colliding with the fault lines? The fault
Yeah,
plane?
it has to do with the fault lines, and that is certainly an area which has been faulted a lot during the past 30 to 40 million years due to the movement of the Indian plate towards the Eurasian plate in the north, and that has created, as we all know, the Himalayas.
So I think, is there any project undertaken in Sylhet?
No, not yet. That might be extended.
Sylhet is an earthquake zone. As you know, there was an earthquake that was struck in it's in Impal, if I'm not mistaken, in India. So it's very close to the Sylhet zone.
Right, right. And that's, as I said, Sylhet is already further up in the northeast of Bangladesh, and that is also more risky area according to the different earthquake zones here in Bangladesh.
And what has been achieved so far?
So the bearing capacities have been determined due to the so-called standard penetration test. This is a standard drilling method here which is used all over the world and also especially in Bangladesh. And then the bearing capacities have been determined in greater detail. So with such maps and different colors, you know now in the pre-planning stages of projects for buildings and roads, and as I said already, irrigation systems maybe and water pipelines and so forth, where the hazard is greater than in other areas for load bearings. Because very often, as I also mentioned already, in constructions have been done in old river valleys, in marshlands, and in areas which are not suitable for heavy and high-rise buildings. And with this tool and this method, as I said, there is also software integrated. Yeah, so we have a system called the ISEC, which is the information system for engineering geology, and that goes together with another program which is called Saga, which gives the possibility to check all the data and bring all the data together and classify also the laboratory results and so forth. And with all these methods, which I said we want to bring now also towards the stakeholders, by the way, we also would like to cooperate much more with universities. I have personally done that in Cambodia, for example, where we have done similar approaches and then brought it into the curriculum for the coming engineers. And this is something we are planning also here. So this is bearing capacity, is one so-called geofactor. The other is the inundation hazard, the flooding hazard, which comes here certainly every monsoon. This is another aspect for which we have done maps and also shown the different danger areas. And the third one is the earthquake hazard, which you see in this example here with the green colors. The greener, the more risky. Yeah? And that is also dependent on the underground geology, the kind of sediments, and also fault lines in the vicinity. of such areas which are prone also then in the end to liquefaction, which is when the underground becomes liquid due to water content. In the upper 20 meters actually this occurs only, and then you get even you can see that nowadays on YouTube. There are interesting videos about it where the soil is really boiling and liquid sand is pressured into the upper surfaces.
Exactly. What about the monsoon floods? If the dams have been created, do you think that's feasible?
Sorry, can you repeat?
For instance, like if we encounter the dams, the floods, the monsoon floods.
Yeah.
As you see, India has large chunks of river, and the river flows through Bangladesh. So if the dams have been created, perhaps we can prevent the monsoon floods and also other floods coming all the way from India, isn't it?
Yeah, right. I mean, such dangers are there, and I have also worked for the Mekong River Commission, by the way, where we also helped these countries like Thailand, Cambodia, Laos and Vietnam to tackle the flooding problem along the Mekong River. So in that case, China also played a role, but they have meanwhile created lots of dams up there, and the flooding problem will due to that probably decrease and is already decreasing. So whatever upstream countries do, like you mentioned also India in the case of Bangladesh, that affects certainly then the countries at the tail end, like in this case with the largest river delta in the world, Bangladesh, and that is why transboundary cooperation is very, very important for such issues. Yeah.
Pretty much. And what is your viewpoint about the crowded cities here in Dhaka? I mean, like the crowded buildings, as you can see from above when you fly.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it is a big impact on the underground. I mean, cities like Dhaka, but also, of course, we know that from Hanoi, Beijing, and other mega cities are sinking slowly due to bigger groundwater extraction. So that has to be taken care of, and it is. We had a meeting yesterday also here within this conference where this was also discussed.
It has been addressed.
It has been addressed, and that is, of course, another issue, the groundwater problem, and then also
the water logging.
The water, logging, and also the water supply in general, yeah. So there will be probably more surface water also included now in the future. But you have to be always careful with surface water; it can be easier polluted. Yeah, Germany takes groundwater, for example, from 180 meter depth for Hamburg, so because it is cleaner. Right. So that is a complex problem in itself.
So, Dr. Martin, how long will you stay here?
Yeah, it's planned for at least another year and a half until this is maybe finished, but we will see.
Where's your office located, by the way?
This is actually located in Pioneer Road here with the Geological Survey of Bangladesh. Yeah, so this is the address of the Geological Survey, and we have an office there. Okay. Yeah, so this is already existing since this program is running.
All right, we'll follow up. We'll catch up with you soon. Thank you very much.
All right,
and it was nice talking to you.
Okay, thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to hear about the program.
Sure, definitely. So, keep in touch.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
So, by the way, if you planning of infrastructure construction of buildings, but also roads or other infrastructure, pipelines, and so forth, to be better prepared concerning the loading capacities, concerning also the inundation problem here in Bangladesh. There comes the climate change into play. And the third so-called geofactor we are working about is the problem with the earthquake hazard and so-called liquefaction. That means the soil gets liquid and behaves like a liquid
due to
earthquake. Yeah, it has to do with the fine-grained cohesionless sediments and water.
And that's like a risk factor, if you just want to build a building on that piece of land, so chances it might collapse, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, you see here from our brochures, it's a little bit small for the camera, but you see this is a common problem once in a while, because buildings are simply tilting or even collapsing due to the insufficient bearing capacity of the underground, yeah, because in the course of time, many of the buildings have been constructed in marshlands, in old river channels, and there the underground is simply much softer than on old levees, as you see on our other maps here, these red colors and so forth, which are much stronger due to the better consolidation over the geological course of time. So, all in all, it is a planning tool, what we are giving here at the hands of geoscientists and also construction engineers and architects. The thing is, what we want to do in a program that has already run for 10 years, now in the end phase of the program, to bring it to the stakeholders that they really make use of it. And this is still really one of the main targets of the last 2 years we will work in this program.
So in regards to the financial information, how much has been spent here for this particular project?
Well, the whole amount at the moment for this one is around 3.5 million euro. For this one, now for this phase. But you have to see that in before it has been already another 5 million plus another 3 or 4. So you can say all in all it's at least 10 million euro.
Okay. So we would like to visit these places where all these projects are being undertaken. So could you just tell us where exactly it's located?
Yeah, okay. I mean, Dhaka was one of the main areas, certainly, as number 3 of the mega cities in the world. And then it is also the areas, as you can see from these maps here, like Barishal, Khulna.
Perhaps you can show it, if you could. Yeah. So these are the areas, isn't it? Perhaps you can be here.
Some parts of the maps of the areas. So you see here on the left, this is Faridpur. Here, this is Satkhira and surroundings. Here on the left, you see Barishal, and here on the right, you see Khulna. And then also Sirajganj has been part of it. We don't have it here on the maps because this is accordingly the same places as here, but here we have the earthquake hazards. Yeah, so this has also been.
Recently, there has been an earthquake, which the Richter scale is almost like 5.0 a few months back, isn't it?
Right. Yeah. I mean, this is an earthquake hazard and prone area here in Bangladesh. The further you go to the northeast, direction Sylhet, and then further to the big Himalaya range, the earthquake risk is increasing. And this has been done, of course, here because you have 4 different zones in Bangladesh.
Is it colliding with the fault lines? The fault plate?
Yeah, it has to do with the fault lines, and that is certainly an area which has been faulted a lot during the past 30 to 40 million years due to the movement of the Indian plate towards the Eurasian plate in the north, and that has created, as we all know, the Himalayas.
So I think, is there any project undertaken in Sylhet?
No, not yet. That might be extended.
Sylhet is an earthquake zone. As you know, there was an earthquake that was struck in it's in Impal, if I'm not mistaken, in India. So it's very close to the Sylhet zone.
Right, right. And that's, as I said, Sylhet is already further up in the northeast of Bangladesh, and that is also more risky area according to the different earthquake zones here in Bangladesh.
And what has been achieved so far?
So the bearing capacities have been determined due to the so-called standard penetration test. This is a standard drilling method here which is used all over the world and also especially in Bangladesh. And then the bearing capacities have been determined in greater detail. So with such maps and different colors, you know now in the pre-planning stages of projects for buildings and roads, and as I said already, irrigation systems maybe and water pipelines and so forth, where the hazard is greater than in other areas for load bearings. Because very often, as I also mentioned already, in constructions have been done in old river valleys, in marshlands, and in areas which are not suitable for heavy and high-rise buildings. Right. And with this tool and this method, as I said, there is also software integrated. Yeah, so we have a system called the ISEC, which is the information system for engineering geology, and that goes together with another program which is called Saga, which gives the possibility to check all the data and bring all the data together and classify also the laboratory results and so forth. And with all these methods, which I said we want to bring now also towards the stakeholders, by the way, we also would like to cooperate much more with universities. I have personally done that in Cambodia, for example, where we have done similar approaches and then brought it into the curriculum for the coming engineers. And this is something we are planning also here. So this is bearing capacity is one so-called geofactor. The other is the inundation hazard, the flooding hazard, which comes here certainly every monsoon. This is another aspect for which we have done maps and also shown the different danger areas. And the third one is the earthquake hazard, which you see in this example here with the green colors. The greener, the more risky. Yeah? And that is also dependent on the underground geology, the kind of sediments, and also fault lines in the vicinity of such areas which are prone also then in the end to liquefaction, which is when the underground becomes liquid due to water content. In the upper 20 meters, actually, this occurs only. And then you get even, you can see that nowadays on YouTube. There are interesting videos about it, where the soil is really boiling and liquid sand is pressured into the upper surfaces.
Exactly. What about the monsoon floods? You know, if the dams have been created, do you think that's feasible?
Sorry, can you repeat?
For instance, like if we encounter the dams, the floods, the monsoon floods. As you see, India has large chunks of river, and the river flows through Bangladesh. So if the dams have been created, perhaps we can prevent the monsoon floods and also other floods coming all the way from India, isn't it?
Yeah, right. I mean, such dangers are there, and I have also worked for the Mekong River Commission, by the way, where we also helped these countries like Thailand, Cambodia, Laos and Vietnam to tackle the flooding problem along the Mekong River. So in that case, China also played a role, but they have meanwhile created lots of dams up there, and the flooding problem will, due to that, probably decrease and is already decreasing. So whatever upstream countries do, like you mentioned also India in the case of Bangladesh, that affects certainly then the countries at the tail end, like in this case with the largest river delta in the world, Bangladesh. And that is why transboundary cooperation is very, very important for such issues. Yeah?
Pretty much. And what is your viewpoint about the crowded cities here in Dhaka? I mean, like the crowded buildings, as you can see from above when you fly.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it is a big impact on the underground. I mean, you know, cities like Dhaka, but also, of course, we know that from Hanoi, Beijing, and other mega cities are sinking slowly due to bigger groundwater extraction. So that has to be taken care of, and it is. We had a meeting yesterday also here within this conference, where this was also discussed.
It has been addressed.
It has been addressed, and that is, of course, another issue, the groundwater problem, and then also
the water logging.
The water, logging, and also the water supply in general, yeah. So there will be probably more surface water also included now in the future. But you have to be always careful with surface water; it can be easier polluted. Yeah, Germany takes groundwater, for example, from 180-meter depth for Hamburg, so because it is cleaner. Right. So that is a complex problem in itself.
So, Dr. Martin, how long will you stay here?
Yeah, it's planned for at least another year and a half until this is maybe finished, but we will see.
Where's your office located, by the way?
This is actually located in Pioneer Road here with the Geological Survey of Bangladesh. Yeah, so this is the address of the Geological Survey, and we have an office there. Okay. Yeah, so this is already existing since this program is running.
All right, we'll follow up. We'll catch up with you soon. Thank you very much.
All right,
and it was nice talking to you.
Okay, thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to hear about the program.
Sure, definitely.
So,
keep in touch.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
So, by the way, if you for
the German number, right?
Yeah, right. +49 175
175,
and then 889
889
10
10
97.
Nine.
That is my WhatsApp. And also direct call possible.
No worries.
While this one here, you can call me directly here in
Okay.
Bangladesh.
Okay. It's like local.
And I have a German number here, but that is when I'm working there. So it's the upper number. It's direct call.
Okay.
But for photos and infos and so on, WhatsApp.
Yeah, yeah. Dr. Martin.
Assad! That I wanted you also to join. I don't know. Do you still want to talk with
Yeah,
him?
sure, please.
Or
Ashad.
you want to be in TV? This is CSBN.
Perhaps in plain English, you could perhaps, tell them everything. It would be a lot easier. All right, roll, camera, action. Distinguished guests here, ATM Asad Zaman. He's a principal advisor and is an expert of urban engineering geology. He's working in Federal Institute for Geosciences and Natural Resources. So, Mr. Asad Zaman, Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying the event, and thanks you for the TV.
Well, we actually want to know what is actually happening here and how does it concern you and how does it concern our society and the community as a whole.
Yeah, and you think the climate change it's a global issue, and the general people as well as the whole society is suffering, and in fact they have very little idea actually what is going on. Actually what is going on and what is the remedial and what are the resilience. And especially we are the geologists. The geologist, you see, it's a science. Normally we say the science beneath our feet. It is already hidden. It is already hidden, and the general people had very little idea about the impact of the hidden sciences, and you think everything they do on the soil and the sediment and the subsurface structure and the subsurface quality is all.
You mean like the topsoil, the subsoil, isn't it?
Yeah, the subsoil. The subsoil quality and subsoil strength and whatever it is. And the bearing capacity depends on the subsoil. And in the other hand, you see that, again, this is one factor. And the climate change, the flooding is going on. Because sea level rise, within the heat islands and the cyclone, tornado.
Proportionally it decreased, right? If we compare to 1998 and 1998, 88 and 98.
Yeah.
Did it decrease the flood?
Flood decrease, we shall not say. The flood, you see 88 and 98, 90 and then 99, we had some eventual flood. That is the 100 years and the 50 years event. And we don't know actually when, with this climate change and adverse climatic environment, what will happen in near future. Even we can expect a severe flood hazard even after this heat. After this heat, the Himalayan ice will melt and suddenly.
Particularly in the Antarctica zone, isn't it?
No, Himalayan.
In Himalaya zone.
Yeah, because especially in Bangladesh.
That is in Nepal, isn't it? Kathmandu, Nepal, over there, or the whole Nepal.
The whole zone, the whole zone, the Himalayan, and the 97% of water is coming from the Himalayan zone.
Right.
And all ice melt water, 97% of water crosses the Ganges, Brahmaputra, and the Meghna catchment. So, and you see any impact of those huge sediment, and the water, it creates sometimes havoc, sometimes the blessings, because the Bangladesh need flooding for its agriculture, but it should be a controlled flooding. But if it is eventual, beyond control, then it became a hazard. So right now, the climate is behaving us a bit unpredictable.
It's quite excessive heat. It's like we haven't encountered this excessive heat for the past decades. It's like 42 degrees Celsius nearly.
Yes, and especially in Dhaka, you see the 42 degree. Maybe previously, maybe 1 or 2 days. Now it is a week and weeks is going on, and maybe another week. But you see the impact of this heat. The impact of this heat will generate maybe a cyclone, upcoming cyclone.
Due to water evaporation, isn't it?
Yeah, due to over evaporation and the temperature difference. The temperature difference, you see the nor'wester and the tornado, it may create soon.
It has already struck Brahmanberry and Sylhet, most probably.
Already it has struck many areas. But you see, at the end of this the heat weeks, maybe we can expect something more. And not, it is the short-term impact. But if you see little bit longer, you consider the whole Himalayan belt. With this excessive heat, the more and more ice will be melting. And more ice will be melting means more and more water will be coming. It means in the Himalayan belt, then it will be sudden rain and lot of water flows. Lot of water flows will causes lot of landslide and other activities. Lot of landslide, it means the whole sediment will come to Bangladesh and it will silt it up all of our river channel.
Okay.
So if it silt up all of our river channel, then you see the drainage area, the drainage capacity of the water of the river will decrease, and naturally it will be an overflash. It will be the flash sediment for the longer period, and then destroying our agriculture and all other infrastructure and all social life.
Right. So what steps is your organization taking to overcome the problems caused by the climate change and other natural disasters?
You see, we the geoscientist group, only we are the advisory group. We are the advisory group, especially all over the world, the geological surveys are the advisor to the government, to the policy maker. We disseminate all of our information to the policy makers, and the necessary steps, it will be done by the policy makers. So it is beyond our...
How far they cooperated?
We are trying our level best.
But the policymakers, are they cooperating?
And you see, we communicate our ministries, then we try to communicate the local people, means the local policy makers, local public representative, so making them understand. I think
Are they properly informed, or are they properly educated about this issue?
that is a big question. I shall not go there. That is anyhow, it's a big question. Anyhow, we have to trust the policymaker, because they make the policy.
Mr. Asad, thank you very much. Time is running short. Thank you for your cooperation.
Okay, thank you.
Well, hello again. This is Salim Kadir from CSB News. As you know, that I'm your senior news correspondent. We have with us Rufaida, the most precious one. Hello, Rufaida. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, doing great. So, what are you doing here as a representative of UNDP?
Yes. All the resource you are looking here, it's all focused on climate change and adaptation.
Okay. So, climate change. So, what do you know about climate change? What's happening here in this country?
So, Bangladesh is the, I think, 7th most vulnerable country in the whole world. So yeah, we are trying to build the resilience in the most vulnerable areas of Bangladesh. Currently, the project I'm working in, it's working in the 9 most vulnerable areas in Bangladesh.
What is UNDP doing actually here in this country? I mean, in regards to climate change or other, projects they have undertaken so far. What is UNDP mainly doing?
Okay, so they're working with local government division so that both government and we can together we can address the issues and we can build resilience through capacity building, training, and local awareness building sort of things. Yeah.
Could you just tell us about the books that has been displayed here? We would like to know what is actually the books, the knowledge that you're offering. And this is something, I'm sure this is, for instance, Bangladesh National Cooling Plan for implementation of monitoring protocol. Do you have any idea what this is all about?
This is with Ministry of Environment. So we built this knowledge product with Ministry. And this one is National Adaptation Plan of Bangladesh. So the NAP Expo we are doing. So this is a NAP book, our Bangladesh for Bangladesh. Yeah.
All right. So we would like to know how much effort the UNDP has contributed in order to ensure that they can derive benefits for the society and for the community, or as a nation as a whole.
Sorry, again.
No, it's like the benefits they have derived, for the nation, for the society, for the community, UNDP. What are they doing, in other words, in order to ensure?
Can I show you one example?
Sure, sure.
So here, this lady, she is from Mongla.
From Mongla?
Yeah, Khulna, I think Bagerhat, yeah.
Okay.
So she was just a housewife, and her husband was a seasonal labor.
Okay.
Because most of the season, there are one season crops. So her husband was one season labor. So other rest of the months, he was unemployed.
Okay.
So through logic training and small fund, now she is an entrepreneur.
Oh, she's an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is she doing now?
So she started with 30,000 taka only.
Investing in somewhere?
No.
Is it a bank loan?
It's from the fund from Sweden, Denmark, and UNDP and UNCDF. So now
So she received this fund as a foreign remittance, isn't it?
she received this fund through bank account. It's a small grant. So now she started with chicken and duck rearing, and then she did some agricultural thing, and now she has enough money to build her own business. She has an incubator through which she is she's helping the whole community.
It's more like a poultry farm, isn't it?
Yes, but she has the incubator, so whole community is getting benefit from her through money. So she is doing business in her community.
It's being funded by Sweden.
Sweden and Denmark. At first, European Union was there. Now they are not with us anymore. Now Denmark is on board.
So where does UNDP fit in?
So UNDP is giving them training on how they can be resilient, which business they can do.
It's like poultry farm and the livestock, isn't it?
Yes.
So how much funds is being, invested or, inserted here?
In the whole project?
Yes, in the whole project.
I'm afraid I don't know the exact amount, but you can go through the UNDP website, so all the informations are there, all the knowledge products are there, so you can just have a look.
So there's like the funds are being shared with the stakeholders, like working within the government sector, isn't it?
Yes, we are working with local government division.
Okay.
And some of the projects are working with Forest Ministry.
So it's like we want to gain access to those areas where UNDP is working. So perhaps if you could just guide us, where in which areas are they actually working, so that we can get to see the transparency.
I cannot tell you about all the projects, but I can tell you about my project, which is working with local government division. So
You're in Dhaka or outside?
Yes, it's the office is Dhaka, but we are working in 9 districts: Khulna, Bagerhat, Sunamganj, Kurigram, Bhola.
We'll definitely visit these districts,
Sure.
and I hope I'll get to see you over there. Perhaps you can guide us about what is actually happening.
Yep, sure.
So can I have your card in that case, like the information about those districts where UNDP is actually has laid its feet,
Okay, I'll arrange you a card. All right. I think we have one. Our project coordinator's card will work, I think.
Definitely.
Sure.
Thank you very much. And that's Rufaida. And we are actually going to visit all these districts where UNDP has set foot into, and we'll get to see what sort of works they have done in order to ensure that transparency is maintained. Thank you very much. Camera, roll action. Well, hello again. This is Salim Kadir from CSB News, and with us we have SM Moshid. He's a consultant for climate change and human mobility, and he's working for UN Migration. It's addressed as IOM, if I'm not mistaken. So, Mr. Moshid, how are you?
Oh, fine.
So, what are you actually doing here, and what brings you here?
Really, as you know, that it's a UNFCCC global event, and so this is the opportunity for our local and international partners for showcasing the NAP implementation. So Bangladesh is one of the country who has formulated the National Adaptation Plan, and for the first time, this is the 9th show of the UNFCCC taken place in Bangladesh. We are very much happy to welcome our foreign delegates, and we are in a position to showcasing our learning and experience. And in terms of IOM perspective, as you know that IOM is globally mandated for the safe migration, but in addition of this specific work, now we are dealing the displaced displacement issue due to climate change. So in Bangladesh, there is a very serious problem of displacement. As you know that last year we had 7.1 million people displaced due to climatic hazard, due to climatic disaster.
Which particular place? Is it Sylhet or?
Not particular place, total.
In total?
In total, 7.1 million people. And
They were deprived of shelter, isn't it?
yeah. And particularly due to river erosion, 64,000 people every year they have to be displaced. So till now, it's very common trend is that this displaced people are taking place in the urban areas, but our urban governance structure is not addressing the issue with due importance. Only one municipality, that is called Shirazganj Poroshobha, the northern part of Bangladesh, they have yearly allocation for the displaced person. So except this incident, there is no institutional arrangement for the displaced persons. Government is taking some housing project, but that is not only for the dedicated for the displaced person. So some of the displaced person were taking the government facilities for housing. No doubt that is a good initiative, but the government, Bangladesh government has formulated a national strategy for internal displacement management. That is a very one step forward. And government has developed an action plan also. So in this NAP Expo, we are demonstrating our legal framework to the global community, how our government is addressing the displaced person for protecting their rights, for protecting their dignity. And in this stall, IOM is focusing on the issues of the displaced person. And the opening day, Honorable Prime Minister visited the stall, and while I was explaining the displacement framework, she also emphasized on the prevention of the displaced person. And she said, this is the priority of my government, so that people have not to be displaced from one place to another. But IOM strongly believe that by this time, those who are displaced, they deserve the right to be protected. So international rules, regulation, and our government strategy and policy that allows the displaced person to be protected with dignity. And that is why we are demonstrating our experience, our projects, and hopefully it will be this NAP Expo is a good opportunity for learning, for sharing our experience to the global community. At the same time, we are also learning from our global community.
How much funds have been disbursed? I mean, if I speak from the financial information, how much funds has been disbursed for the project?
How much?
How much funds? In terms of financial information.
In fact, we are running two projects. One project is called Knowledge for All, and
Is it like self-funded or is it like funded by?
no, it is IOM funded, self-funded. And under this project, we are going to have partnership with the government of Bangladesh for a displacement assessment. Till now, our government statistics mechanism does not allow the displace assessment in a proper census. So we are going to have partnership with the Department of Environment, with the government of Bangladesh, so that very soon we may have a national profile on the displaced population.
Mr. Morshed, thank you so much. We're running out of time, so it was pleased knowing about your project. Inshallah, we will meet soon. Thank you very much.
So.
This is your name, right? Alauddin Hussain. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Definitely. It's all right. Thank you. Well, hello again. This is Salim Kadir from CSB News, and with me we have a distinguished guest, from Ministry of Water Resources, none other than Muhammad Alauddin Hussain. He's a principal scientific officer, and he's addressed as a doctor as well as engineer from River Resources. Okay, pleased to meet you here. So, could you just tell us about what brings you here and what are you doing?
Okay. We are here under Ministry of Water Resources, and for government research organization like Bangladesh Water Development Board, Joint River Commission, River Research Institute, and Bangladesh Water Resources Planning Organization. These are
Water Resource Planning Organization.
These four are government organization, and as a trustee organization, CGIS and IWM. CGIS means Center for
Geographic Information
System, and IWM means Institute of Water Modeling. So we are working together under Ministry of Water Resources. We mainly work riverbank protection, rivers problem, different types of hydraulic structure, how to manage river erosion with different type of hydraulic structure.
River erosion as well as flood logging or water logging.
Flood problem, as well as drainage system development. Everything we work under Ministry of Water Resources. Mainly Bangladesh Water Development Board is executing agency, but RRI is a research organization, supporting organization. We support BWDB for planning and designing working support. Like WARPO, they facilitates different types of acts for the sustainable development of the water in the country. CGIS and IWM, they works mainly survey works and as well as nature protection, natural resources protection with different types of customized software. And JRC, you know, Joint River.
Jersey, right?
Yeah, Joint River Commission. They deals with different transboundary rivers in our country, and they mainly cooperate with India. Suppose we are as a downstream country. So in 53 rivers come from India, you know.
Also from China, isn't it?
Yeah. China and Myanmar from 3. But as upstream countries, China, Nepal, they are also stakeholders of
You can also help us with the diagram. Perhaps it's being displayed over here, and it will be a lot easier. If we could just look into the diagram, you can see that the map of Bangladesh is being displayed here, and perhaps...
So this is called task table. We have some layer over there to represent. So if you see,
It is created by using GIS.
GIS software.
using GIS, okay.
Yes. So if you want to see the cyclone track or the polder boundary in southern part of Bangladesh or cyclone shelter here, you can see this.
Okay.
So you can also see the groundwater depletion layer. So you can see this is the layer of Dhaka.
Zone is indicating that the groundwater
This is very
much
vulnerable.
depleted.
Sorry, could you just repeat about what is the... Is there a vulnerable zone?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so what is it, what is happening here?
So
Groundwater is depleting.
depleting.
The groundwater is depleting, so it's quite alarming, isn't it?
Yeah, at a very higher rate at this moment. So you can.
So where is this water going to? I mean, if it's depleting, is it due to evaporation?
No,
Due to extraction.
due to extraction.
Or extraction?
evaporation. Also one main parameter, I think.
Okay.
And here you can see different types of issue. Like this is our menu. If you want to see all, but at a time you can see one. Suppose 30 district boundary.
You can stand here, perhaps.
No problem. He is expert.
Oh, okay.
This is a
So I'm talking to an expert. Okay, so it's like if this zone is depleting, what about the other zones? It's like less depleting in Nawabganj and Netrakona. Is it because of extraction over there as well?
Yeah.
Our exception.
And what about Chittagong, hill tracks?
I think in this area, overheating or kind of high temperature is also a very important factor in this area, northwest region. Okay.
So also because of evaporation, isn't it? And that also basically is if the water evaporates, the chances will be that it will start raining, isn't it? So if it starts raining, then perhaps it will start flooding.
Not necessarily.
So how do we? What are you guys doing actually to prevent flooding? To prevent the floods, the unfortunate floods that we encountered in 1988 and 1998. So will that be repeated again in near future?
It is possible to repeat again, but
Actually, it depends on many things. Like water is coming from
Himalayan zone?
outside area, outside the country. Okay. We have no control over there. Okay. So what kind of amount of are coming? That's very important. Okay. And we are managing within this boundary of the our country. We have no control over there.
No control. Unless the dam is being built in order to ensure that we can perhaps protect those water, isn't it? I mean, the dam is important in the sense that it can perhaps prevent flooding, isn't it? What are your views on that?
No, actually damage and barrage, it's a storage system, and since we are downstream country, we depend on fully upstream country. And
Is the upstream country prohibiting you or preventing you from creating dams?
Yeah. Government has taken a project, Ganges Barrage project, but our honorable Prime Minister has stopped it due to location. She is suggested to more justify to select the location. So this barrage, this is very much important for our country. Sundarban is located in our southwestern country, part of the country, and they are very much in risk condition. So if we can construct a barrage like Pangsha, then we can store many water, and in dry season we can use this water for irrigation, hydropower, natural protection, everything. That is, country will be very benefited, I think. So it is very much important, but due to political decision, it is under.
But as a sovereign nation, we have the right to create our own dams, isn't it?
Yeah. See that our country is a very flat terrain. Okay, this kind of high structure or big structures are very difficult to construct. It's not very easy to construct, and there are very different aspects that
Is it political aspect, or is it based on the fact that we lack equipment?
technical aspects are there. Okay. Dams are very much difficult for us to construct. Okay.
I mean, considering the fact there's a Tista River, which is a controversial river, and as a matter of fact, but we cannot control the inflow of the river, which is actually flooding the whole zone, and it's causing problems with displacing the people, isn't it?
Yeah, Tista River is also very much important for our country, and government is always trying to make a negotiative but in somehow we are not overcome this problem. But we hope in future it will be.
How long will that take?
Yeah.
How long will that take?
Because
it's been almost a decade, isn't it?
It depends on political decision between two countries.
Both countries are friendly and they're actually brothers to each other, isn't it?
Suffering long years,
So how long have you been suffering?
Yeah, Tista problem is a very long-term problem. After constructing Tista barrage, some years we have successful production in north part of the country. But for 10 or 15 years we are suffering due to shortage of lack of water, So this agreement should be made as soon as possible.
I heard that there has been already agreement made, but the delay of execution.
Made, but not executed.
Joint Rivers Commission people. Okay. Joint Rivers Commission people. They can answer this question.
They can explain it better.
Better. Yeah.
So how can I approach them? Joint. What's the name? Joint.
Joint River Commission.
Joint Rivers Commission. They have office in the Pani Bhavan in our country. You can.
Water Ministry.
Water Ministry.
It is actually under negotiation processing, So when two countries make a same decision, then it will be, I think, made. Because we are a neighboring country, India. Both countries have very good relation. But anyhow, this is happening longer to longer. But Bangladesh is thinks that it is very much important for our country, for north part of the country.
So could you tell us about one last thing? Considering the fact that the climate change is a big factor, we have Bangladesh experiencing a heat wave that has caused more problems for the past few days. So how is it affecting the water, which is being evaporated, and people are expecting rainfall? So what are your views on that?
Please.
You can say climate change expert.
I think
You're the climate change expert. Yeah, please feel free to address the problem.
I think it will create more problem in rainfall in Cherrapunjo or upstream of Bangladesh. But we don't think it will create that much problem to have rainfall within Bangladesh. So what I'm saying is rainfall increase in Cherrapunjo will affect more then rainfall increase in our country due to climate
You can ask
change.
this question BMD, Bangladesh Meteorological Department. They can answer.
We have noted down.
More heat, more evaporation, more rain. Why it is not happening? You can ask.
They have more
Actually,
access of that.
this is a world problem. Yeah? Climate change is
A global problem, isn't it?
problem. You know, climate is always changing, and due to this, heat is increasing, and our summer season, winter season, that is now changing always. You know. And another part is we are downstream country. We depends on fully upstream country.
Mr. Aladdin, we are running out of time. Thank you very much for your cooperation. We will meet you again, and thank you for your feedback or whatever information that you have shared. It's really productive. Thank you so much.
Our interview.
Yeah, thank you.
And if we
Well, hello, this is Salim Kadir from CSB News, and I'm your senior news correspondent. With me, we have Muhammad Farhad Rahman. He's the Principal Scientific Officer, Director General Office, BRRI. So, and we have Dr. Muzammil Haq, a distinguished.
Senior Scientific Officer, Soil Division of BRI.
So we have these two senior distinguished guests here, and they are actually going to talk about the model which they have displayed. So could you just please tell us in your local language, let me know what is actually happening and what is this model all about?
ধন্যবাদ। এখানে আসলে আমরা আমাদের গভর্নমেন্ট থেকে একটা টার্গেট প্ল্যান হচ্ছে যে 2041 সালের মধ্যে আমরা বাংলাদেশকে স্মার্ট বাংলাদেশে রূপান্তর করতে চাই। তো স্মার্ট বাংলাদেশে একটি মেজর কম্পোনেন্ট হচ্ছে স্মার্ট এগ্রিকালচার। তো স্মার্ট এগ্রিকালচারের মাধ্যমে স্মার্ট বাংলাদেশকে আমাদেরকে রূপান্তর করতে হবে। তারই একটি প্রোটোটাইপ এখানে আমরা সেট করার চেষ্টা করেছি যে এগ্রিকালচারের আসপেক্টে বিভিন্ন ক্লাইমেট অ্যাডাপটিভ টেকনোলজি এবং মিটিগেটেড টেকনোলজি আমরা এখানে যেগুলো অলরেডি এখন পর্যন্ত ডেভেলপ করা হয়েছে সেগুলি এখানে আমরা প্রোটোটাইপ হিসেবে দেখিয়েছি যে কিভাবে আমরা সেই ক্লাইমেট চেঞ্জকে মোকাবেলা করব আর কি। তো এর মধ্যে প্রথমত আমরা যেটা বলতে চাই ক্লাইমেট চেঞ্জ অ্যাডাপ্টেশনের দুটা সেক্টর আছে। একটা হচ্ছে আপনার ক্লাইমেট স্মার্ট ভ্যারাইটি, আর এটা হচ্ছে ক্লাইমেট স্মার্ট ম্যানেজমেন্ট। তো এই পর্যন্ত বাংলাদেশ ধান গবেষণা ইনস্টিটিউট প্রায় 34টি ক্লাইমেট স্মার্ট ভ্যারাইটি ডেভেলপ করেছে এবং বেশ কিছু আমরা ক্লাইমেট স্মার্ট ম্যানেজমেন্ট রিলেটেড প্রযুক্তি আমরা উদ্ভাবন করেছি। তার মধ্যে খুব গুরুত্বপূর্ণ একটি হচ্ছে আর্লি ওয়ার্নিং সিস্টেম, মানে আমাদের ক্রপ ম্যানেজমেন্টটা হবে বেসড অন আর্লি ওয়ার্নিং। আমরা যেটা করতেছি ওয়েদার ফোরকাস্টের উপর ভিত্তি করে আমরা অ্যাডভাইজরি জেনারেট করতেছি, মানে ক্রপ ওয়েদার ইন্টারেকশনকে আমরা কনসিডার করে আমরা অ্যাডভাইজরি জেনারেট করতেছি এবং সেটা কৃষি সম্প্রসারণ অধিদপ্তরের মাধ্যমে আমরা সেটা কৃষক লেভেলে পৌঁছে দিচ্ছি। তো এটা হচ্ছে আমাদের আর্লি ওয়ার্নিংয়ের একটি প্রযুক্তি যেটার মাধ্যমে আমরা ক্লাইমেট চেঞ্জ অ্যাডাপ্টেশনে ভূমিকা রাখার চেষ্টা করছি।
আমাদেরকে একটু কাইন্ডলি বলেন যে এই মডেলটা কি বিষয় নিয়ে, হোয়াট ইজ দিস মডেল অল অ্যাবাউট?
এই মডেল হচ্ছে আপনার বিভিন্ন ধরনের মডেল ক্লাইমেট স্মার্ট যে টেকনোলজি যেগুলো আছে, যেমন এটা হচ্ছে ক্লাইমেট স্মার্ট ভ্যারাইটি। এখানে আমরা দেখিয়েছি যে আপনার স্ট্রেস টলারেন্স যে ক্রপ আছে, আমাদের ক্লাইমেটের যে চেঞ্জ ভালনারেবিলিটি যে বাড়তেছে, এখন আমরা যদি ফেভারেবল ভ্যারাইটি যদি আমরা কাল্টিভেট করি তাহলে ক্লাইমেট চেঞ্জের যে ইফেক্ট সেখান থেকে কিন্তু আমরা ভ্যারাইটিকে বাঁচাইতে পারবো না। যার ফলে স্ট্রেস টলারেন্ট ভ্যারাইটি অলরেডি যেগুলি ডেভেলপ করা হয়েছে সেগুলা কাল্টিভেশনের জন্য আমরা সাজেস্ট করতেছি। 2 নম্বর আপনি দেখেন মেকানাইজেশন ইজ ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট। আপনার ক্লাইমেট হঠাৎ করে একটা আর্লি ওয়ার্নিং আসছে যে এখন ফ্লাশ ফ্লাড হবে, এখন আমার কাছে লিড টাইম আছে মাত্র 7 থেকে 10 দিন। এখন আমি যদি ম্যানুয়াল সিস্টেমে যদি আমি হারভেস্টিংয়ে যাই তাহলে আমার পক্ষে ক্রপকে সেভ করা ইজ কোয়াইট ডিফিকাল্ট। এই জন্য আমাকে কী করতে হবে, আমার ওভারঅল মেকানাইজেশনে চলে যেতে হবে। আমরা মেকানাইজেশন যদি থাকে তাহলে দেখা যাবে খুব অল্প সময়ের মধ্যে আমরা অল্প খরচে অল্প ম্যান পাওয়ারে আমরা কিন্তু অল্প সময়ের ভিতরে আমরা আমাদের ক্রপকে হারভেস্ট করে নিয়ে আসতে পারবো। এই জন্য মেকানাইজেশনকে ক্লাইমেট স্মার্ট টেকনোলজির একটা বলা হয়েছে, মানে গুরুত্বপূর্ণ একটা কম্পোনেন্ট বলা হয়েছে। তারপর যদি আপনি চিন্তা করেন যে ফ্লোটিং সিড বেড, আমাদের যে ফ্লোটিং সিড বেড যদি করা হয় তাহলে এখানে অর্গানিক সিস্টেমে আমার ভেজিটেবল কাল্টিভেশন করার সুযোগ থাকে, যেখান থেকে আমার ক্লাইমেটের যে আপনার ভালনারেবিলিটি ওটাকে কমিয়ে আনা সম্ভব হয়। এর জন্য আমরা ফ্লোটিং এগ্রিকালচারকে করতেছি, আপনার মানে ফ্লোটিং এগ্রিকালচারকে আমরা ইন্ট্রোডিউস করার চেষ্টা করতেছি। সেটারই প্রোটোটাইপ এখানে দেখানো আছে। আমরা বলছি যে AWD টেকনিক। এখানে AWD টেকনিকের মাধ্যমে কি হয়, এখানে কি হচ্ছে, এখানে হচ্ছে আপনার ওয়াটার ইউজ ইফিসিয়েন্সি ওয়ান অফ দ্য মেজর কম্পোনেন্ট অফ ক্লাইমেট স্মার্ট টেকনিক। এর জন্য আমরা ট্রেডিশনাল যে ওয়াটার মানে স্ট্যান্ডিং ওয়াটার বা ফ্লাডেড কন্ডিশন রাখার যে প্রবণতা সেখান থেকে কমিয়ে এনে আমরা তো ডেভেলপ করেছি AWD, আপনার ওই অল্টারনেট ওয়েট অ্যান্ড ড্রাইং মেথড, যেটার মাধ্যমে আমাকে 25% পর্যন্ত ওয়াটারকে করা সম্ভব, রিডিউস করা সম্ভব। এবং শুধু তাই নয়, এবং 50% পর্যন্ত যে মিথেনের যে ইমিশন সেটাকে কমিয়ে আনা সম্ভব। তো এটা একটা ক্লাইমেট স্মার্ট টেকনোলজি, আমরা সেটা দেখানোর চেষ্টা করেছি। এবং আমরা এখানের মধ্যে দেখানোর চেষ্টা করেছি যে আপনার ক্লাইমেট স্মার্ট স্কুল, আপনার ফার্মারই কিন্তু আমাদের মূল অভিনেতা বা মূল নায়ক এখানে। এখন ফার্মার যদি যেই টেকনোলজিগুলো ক্লাইমেট স্মার্ট টেকনোলজি ডেভেলপ হচ্ছে সেটা যদি আমাদের ফার্মারদের কাছে আমরা পৌঁছে দিতে না পারি, তাদেরকে আমরা এডুকেটেড করতে না পারি, আলটিমেটলি কিন্তু তার মানে অ্যাডাপশনে যাওয়া কঠিন। এই জন্য আমরা এখানে ক্লাইমেট স্মার্ট স্কুলকে ইন্ট্রোডিউস করেছি, যে ওখানে এই স্কুলের মধ্যে ক্লাইমেট স্মার্ট টেকনোলজি সম্পর্কে তাদেরকে শেখানো হবে, পড়ানো হবে, এবং সেটা ওনারা তাদের ফিল্ডে যে ইমপ্লিমেন্ট করবেন। আবার আপনি যদি এখানে দেখেন সার্জন পদ্ধতি একটা টেকনিকের কথা এখানে বলা আছে, যে সেটা হচ্ছে ক্লাইমেটের যেখানে পানি, সেটার মাধ্যমেও কি ভেজিটেবলের ক্ষেত্রে আপনার ওয়াটার ইউজ এফিসিয়েন্সি বাড়ানো সম্ভব। আমরা এখানে সোলার ইরিগেশন, ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট, সোলার ইরিগেশনের কথা বলছি। এনার্জির উপরে আপনার প্রেশার যেন আমরা কমিয়ে আনতে পারি, এর জন্য আমরা কি করেছি যে বলেছি মানে সোলারের উপর ডিপেন্ডেন্সি বাড়ানোর জন্য সোলার সেভ ইলেকট্রিসিটি, জি, টু সেভ ইলেকট্রিসিটি, ইয়েস। এবং তারপরে আমরা দেখেন আমরা কি বলেছি যে আপনার কি বলে ট্রান্সপোর্টেশন ইজ ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট। আপনি ক্রপটাকে হারভেস্ট করে সুন্দরভাবে আপনি সব কিছু রেডি করলেন, এখন ভালো যদি আপনার ট্রান্সপোর্টেশন না থাকে, ভ্যালু চেনের বিষয়টা যদি ক্লিয়ার না থাকে, ঠিক মতো না থাকে, তাহলে কিন্তু ফার্মাররা কিন্তু মূল বেনিফিটটা কিন্তু ফার্মাররা আসলে পাবে না। ওখানেও আমাদের এই প্রোটোটাইপটা দেখানো হয়েছে যে মানে কি বলে ট্রান্সপোর্টেশনটা যেন খুব স্মুথ একটা ট্রান্সপোর্টেশন থাকলে এটা কিন্তু আলটিমেটলি ফার্মারের নেট ইনকামকে তারা প্রভাবিত করবে। তারপরে আপনি যদি বলেন যে আমরা মেকানাইজেশন তো অলরেডি আমি বলে ফেলেছি, প্লাস মোটামুটি আমাদের এই পদ্ধতিগুলি অল্প পরিসরে আমরা চেষ্টা করেছি এখানে, মানে আলটিমেটলি এটা হলো একটা ক্লাইমেট স্মার্ট এগ্রিকালচারাল ভিলেজ মডেল। আমাদের স্বপ্ন হচ্ছে 2041 সালের মধ্যে বাংলাদেশের যত গ্রাম আছে সকল গ্রাম এই রকমভাবে আমরা সাজাবো।
Excellent. And what about that pot? I would like to know about that.
ওই যে ওটা
The corner.
আচ্ছা, এটা কে বলতে পারবে ভালো? ওই যে আপনি এই দুটো
Would you like to speak?
he can speak.
Okay, we have Mohammed Abdul Momin, and he's a senior liaison officer from BRRI. So he would like to speak about this project. Can you please shed light on this?
Actually, this is আপনি বলেন
Okay, yeah, please feel free to introduce yourself first and then tell us, what this is all about in Bangla.
স্যার এটি হলো ফ্লোটিং বেড, বাংলাদেশে যেটা ভাসমান বেড বলা হয়। এটা হলো বাংলাদেশে যেখানে জলাবদ্ধ জমি আছে, যে জমিতে জলজ আগাছা থাকে সেইখানে এটা করা হয়। বিশেষ করে বাংলাদেশের দক্ষিণাঞ্চলে বেশি জলাবদ্ধ জমি এবং আগাছাও এখানে বেশি পরিমাণে। ওই জমিতে আসলে সবজি চাষ করতে গেলে এই জলজ আগাছাকে স্তূপ আকারে বেড তৈরি করে একসাথে তৈরি করে তার মধ্যে আমরা যদি বল তৈরি করে, ওই পচা দিয়ে বল তৈরি করে ওর মধ্যে যদি বীজ দিয়ে দিই, বীজ দিলে ওখান থেকে চারা হবে, এরকম ফসল উৎপাদন করা যাবে। আবার যদি আমি এটাকে এরকম বীজ না দিয়ে যদি বীজ ছিটিয়ে দেই, তাহলে থেতলিয়ে এর মধ্যে যদি বীজ ছিটিয়ে দেয় এবং পানি ছিটিয়ে দেয়, এরকম চারা হয়ে যাবে। মজার কথা হলো এখানে যে ফসলটা হয় এটা হলো সম্পূর্ণ অর্গানিক। আমরা চাচ্ছি যে বর্তমান বিশেষ সেফ ফুড, এখানে যে ফসলটা হয় আসলে পুরোটাই যে সেফ ফুড। এই হলো মজার বিষয়। আর আরেকটা সাপ্লিমেন্ট করি, আসলে এটা বাংলাদেশের একটা হেরিটেজ, ইন দি কোস্টাল এরিয়া উই হ্যাভ লট অফ দিস কাইন্ড অফ বিলস অ্যান্ড ওয়াটার রিজার্ভ। দেয়ার আর ওয়াটার হায়াসিন্থ অ্যান্ড আদার উইডস গ্রো automatically. We can accumulate this, collect this weed and make a technology like this, and we can grow organically different types of vegetables, and where you cannot use
carbon free, isn't it?
Covered, yes. You cannot grow anything in the water body. You can using this technology you can grow vegetables and different foods,
Provided the soil is fertile, isn't it?
yes, because of they use different types of compost and wheat and water hyacinth. Importantly, there are a lot of water hyacinth you can see in the coastal belt. So we can use this as a compost fertilizer, and we can grow up these type of vegetables and leafy vegetables.
Okay.
Yeah, also some fruits plant you see in papaya.
Over here, is it?
Yeah.
There's a fruit plants. over here, isn't it?
Yes, over here, this is papaya.
Papaya.
Yes.
Okay.
You see the Indian spinach, very
Indian spinach.
Indian spinach. It is very popular in the
Green
vegetable.
spinach, isn't it?
Yes, these leafy vegetables.
In Bangladesh, we have the red spinach, which is more preferable, isn't it? More than we call it palong shak. Lal shak.
Yes. All type of shak you can grow up in this media. Yeah. It's a media compost made of water hyacinth and other weeds grow in the water body.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. That's all for today, and we had a pleasant day, interviewing everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you all of you, and I guess maybe
I can also
if there's more information.
want to compliment with my colleague, Mr. Niaz Rahman. We have a lot of adaptation technology like saline tolerant variety, drought tolerant variety. We have submergence tolerant variety. There are 32 or 34 variety we already developed to cope up with the climate change situation across the country. In Bangladesh we have 30 agroecological zone, and all these zones.
How many zones in Dhaka? Out of 30?
Out of 30, included in 30. Dhaka is also included in 30. Dhaka, Manikganj, and surrounding area. And in this region, actually, most of the land are upland, and some of the area in Manikganj near the water body. So in all the district, all the agroecological zone, we have separate type of options to cultivate in. Okay, so what I said, saline tolerant, submergence, drought, and other stress tolerant varieties are available for the farmer. They can choose. They can make a choice. Yes.
I can add here. Already BRI has developed what type of varieties is suitable for which area. That is based on the soil condition and also the climate. Based on that two parameters, we have already we have prepared the suitability map. That's why in which stress tolerant variety is suitable for which area already declared.
It has been determined, isn't it?
Determined. And now the important thing is that the extension. So because the farmers don't know which variety is suitable for him. So we have an agricultural extension department. Our agricultural extension department is responsible for extension what the research sector develop the technology. So now we are trying to extend our technologies, so that is climate smart technologies, through agricultural extension department.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. I think it's a pleasure talking to you.
I can show you another thing.
Sure.
You see, this floating agriculture we recognize from our United Nations.
UN certified.
This is the UN certified floating agriculture. This is the model what they recognize us. Okay. It is a heritage for Bangladesh. Okay, and we have total 9.63 million hectare of stress area, stress land. Okay. So if we can cover about 50% of land in crop cultivation, that it will contribute our food security much more.
And it will generate a lot of productions like juice, vegetables, potatoes.
Yes.
This is the important thing here. Our country is very small, but the diversification of the climate is very high. But the achievement not small. You can see here in respect of the world, rice is the third
product. Like the statistics is given from 2011, 12, and 2020.
See here, the rice is the third position. Third position in the world.
We are third in the rice production.
And in case of jute, you will find that this is the second position. In case of vegetables, third position. In potato, seventh position. The onion, third position. Jackfruit, second position. And the mango, eighth position.
Which is the first position?
First position is the fish, our Hilsha fish.
Oh, the Hilsha fish.
Hilsha fish is the first position. But it is under the Ministry of Fisheries. That's why not mentioning here.
Oh, I see. That's quite irrelevant, isn't it?
I'm trying to say here that the important thing is that we have positions in our agricultural sectors in the world. Okay. Though we have a vulnerable country and we have a very small country.
True.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. I think it was nice talking to you all, and but we are running short of time, so we have to leave.
Okay.
But we'll follow up if you.
during Boru rice cultivation. So we also fertilizer replacement is one of the important tools for reduction about 9% global warming potential. So that's why rice cultivation are not for harmful to the environment. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And it's a wonderful information that we have collected from the Ministry of Agriculture. It's pretty much informative, so we got to know about a lot of things that they have talked about. So, and hopefully we will get to know more information from the Ministry of Agriculture as well as from the Ministry of Water Resources, because they have produced a vast amount of information which is really worth learning and also reading. And with that said, thank you very much, and we will see you soon. Well, this is Saran Kadir once again, and I am your City News correspondent. As you know, basically we are here in local government division, which is a very important, division here in this country. And as a matter of fact, that we have distinguished members who are actually representing local government division. Let's get to see who they are and what they have to say about local government division. Hello, Assalamu alaikum, and good afternoon. How are you, and what's your name?
Walaikum assalam, good afternoon. My name is Imrul Hassan, and I am research officer of Dhaka WASA. And today's program basically it's we are presenting our ministry, local government division, and here there are some helping organization of our ministry, like local engineering division, DPAC, that means public health division, and also Dhaka Water Supply and Sewerage Authority. And basically it's a national adaptation of climate. That's why we are local government division is one of the most important ministry in Bangladesh. And our ministry doing different activities for ensuring the cope with the natural changes. So that's why we are implementing different kinds of project, and like LGD maintains the rural areas, different types of resilience project, and DPAC water supply and sanitation for the urban areas, and Dhaka WASA is the prime organization for the urban water supply and sanitation. And also Dhaka WASA trying implementing different technical assistance project with the development partners like GIZ and ADB, financed by ADB. And
is WASA available in the rural areas, because there's a water shortage in rural areas, as far as I'm concerned?
Actually, in rural areas, basically for water working by the DPAC Public Health Services, they are implementing different types of deep tube wells and as well as water reservoir.
But how effective is a deep tube well? Because you have to put a lot of effort, to extract the water. But if we can use an automated version, perhaps that would be feasible, don't you think?
Actually, in Bangladesh, in the rural areas, currently it's not difficult to water source available in the rural area. Basically, it's and they also
motor is being used.
Electric pump area. That's it's not difficult for them.
Okay.
Okay, and other side, Dhaka was actually main difficulties we are facing. Main difficulties in the Dhaka city. Basically, day by day, water layer down drastically, and sometimes we are facing deep tube water when it's almost 1,000 or 1,200 feet lower. That's why sometimes it's unable to struck, and sometimes we're failing to install the.
Such as water logging. That is also another issue, isn't it?
Yeah. and that's why as we are know about about this in the future we are facing from the underground water. That's why we are planning to surface water. That's why Dhaka was implementing different types of water treatment plan. And we collect water from the far distance area and also distance river like Podda river and Meghna river, and those are almost 30 kilometers from the Dhaka city. But we are implementing project, and currently in Dhaka was $3 billion USD investment from the development partners, and we hope that we will 2025 to or 2030 we can ensure 70% surface water and 30% underground water.
So what steps is your organization taking to overcome the problems caused by the climate change, particularly? And
as I said that we are planning to underground water to surface water. It's one of the most prime initiative from Dhaka Wasa to cope with the climate change. And also sewerage treatment plant, and because when we use treated wastage water from the sewerage pipeline by our sewerage treatment plant, then it will reuse for the drinking and other chores in the household. That's why I think it's also one of the great steps to mitigate the water reuse, and it's also help to ensure the climate.
This is only one benefit, or are there more benefits?
Not only one benefit. Actually, water is the prime materials for all the things. That's why when we ensure water preservation or reduce water wastage of water, then ultimately all the other things will benefit it.
And you can see that some of the waters, like Buriganga River and the water in Hatirjil, and some of these waters are actually polluted. And how do we make sure that these waters can be removed from all sorts of impurities?
For the Hatirjil area, we already implemented a sewerage treatment plant that is called Dashikandi sewerage treatment plant. It's already treated the wastage water. That's why we will hope that in the future we can mitigate the Hatirjil's pollution. And Buriganga, it's not easy task for us. Basically, it's not only job from the Dhaka Wasa, I think, because it's work for the joint venture work like City Corporation and also Dhaka Wasa. When we maintain the proper wastage system and try and don't overuse the unwanted materials like plastics or polythene. Those types, if we reduce these types of wastage, then hopefully we will reduce the pollution of the Buriganga. Then we can easily treat this work.
So currently, which places are you working? We would like to gain access. Perhaps if we can go there and interview people on the spot and get to see what is actually happening.
Actually, we haven't no any burden or any restriction from the Dhaka Wasa. Basically, Dhaka Wasa is not private organization. It's a public organization, and its main goal to ensure the safe water to the wall people, and all the activities are open for the wall people. And if any person need any information, they can easily can communicate our management, and they also ensure all the information. Also, we have modern and huge resourceful website dwasa.org.bd. Then you can find any information about WASA related.
And what is the water treatment? Yeah, sure.
We have a public information department. If any question or any asking your any information, you can get this public information officer.
Okay, I want to add something. I am working in the local government engineering department as a department of the local government division of the Bangladesh. We are working for the rural people. So mainly
mainly outside Dhaka or within Dhaka?
Outside Dhaka. Outside of not only outside Dhaka, we are working for the municipal except Dhaka city, other municipality and city corporation. We are working together with the city corporation municipal bodies. And
before I continue, I have one question for you. What is the water treatment plant working in Dasharkandi?
Actually, Dasharkandi isn't a water treatment plant. It is a sewage treatment plant.
Okay, it's a sewage treatment plant. Okay, yeah. So what is it happening over there? Is like how far the things are going in Dasharkandi?
It's already working treated washes water from the Hatirjil areas.
Okay.
And
so it's interlinked.
Yeah. All right. And also we have planned in the future to collect sewage from the others part, and then it will treat it in this plant.
Is Dhaka Uddan a part of it? Dhaka Uddan, where you can find lots of sewage.
Actually, Dhaka have
Dhaka Uddan.
Oh. Actually, Dhaka
it's a place like in Mohammadpur. Yeah, it's other part.
And basically, you know that Dhaka are planning to Dhaka have a master plan for the sewage master plan for the 5 sewage treatment plan, and Dasharkandi already completed, and DS Dhaka sanitation improvement ongoing, and others 3 treatment plant project in the pipeline. Uttara sewage treatment plant, Rayarbazar sewage treatment plant, and Mirpur sewage treatment plant. All right. So I think it's maybe in the area of Mohammadpur, Dhaka Uddan.
Okay. And what about Aftabnagar treatment plant?
Yeah, actually, Dasharkandi near
it's like very close to Aftabnagar, isn't it? It's a part of one zone, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Basically, all the Dhaka city divided in 5 areas in master plan.
Right.
That's why we are implementing 5 master plans. Yeah, 5 sewage treatment plan. Then we hope it will cover all the Dhaka city.
Right. How long will it take, basically, roughly speaking?
Actually, in our master plan, it's will take most probably to 2030.
Okay. Can we visit these plants and get to see the precise information? Can we extract information from there? Because we want to make a documentary out of it and, of course, present this country in a positive light. Can we visit the plants?
Actually, sewage treatment. If you want to visit our sewage treatment, then you can communicate our management and higher management.
And who is responsible for the higher management? Public information officer.
Yeah.
Public information officer.
Okay.
He will arrange your all.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you.
His name is Mustafa Tarek.
Mustafa Tarek. Right. Thank you. Note it down. Thank you very much. Okay. We're running short of time, so I'm so glad to have you guys cooperating with me, and we'll look forward to see you soon, inshallah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yeah, sure.
I want to know about water law.
Oh, yes. Okay. Sure. Oh, yeah. Sure.
You want to know about the water.
Oh, you wanted to say something?
So having the heavy rainfall and erratic rainfall, so that's causing the waterlogging in urban area, because we have not sufficient drainage capacity in our urban system. So now the government is trying to increase the capacity of existing drainage and also to maintain the green space, blue space, and natural space, and we have to provide the regulation and give the making the awareness to the people. They will not cover the all surfaces will be grey. It will be the exist natural, just water percolating to the underground, and that's why water depletion will not be increasing. The rate will not be increased. So that's the program, and all of the urban cities are trying to increase the use of surface water as well as system generated to rainwater harvesting system in every. So and not only rainwater harvesting system using the electricity, we together we will provide the solar urban system in rural area. Not only urban area, it's rural area also. And that's the activities of the local government engineering department as a engineering department of the LG Bangladesh. Mainly, though, what the main focus on the rural development, road, bridge, culvert, and this. Also, we are developing the water sectors infrastructure to increase our agricultural product. This another, and also we are working together with the municipal bodies and urban bodies to develop an urban area, mainly focus on drainage, roads, and green space and park, open space like park, children park. So that's our mandatory. So we are trying to face the climate change impacts in that sector. So we are trying to align the NAP. We have the NAP National Adaptation Plans. There are the 113 interventions and and there is 8 sector, and we have 6 goals. And this sector is the main sector is the urban sector.
Yes,
urban sector and agriculture is. So we try to reuse the surface water. We also try to maintain and harvesting the rainwater and maintain the natural water source. So that's also in our program for the rural LDD, local government engineering department, to align with NAP implementation within 2000 by 2050. So we are working, all are working to align the NAP focus.
It's like a United Nations Adaptation Plan, isn't it?
Yes, National Adaptation Plan. Not only that, we have the National Bangladesh Delta Plan. So when we are working any development works, we try to focus our policy documents like NAP, Delta Plan, National Determined Contribution, and another is the MOSIP Climate Prosperity Plan. All are focused on climate change. So government is trying to focus on climate change, and at the Department of Government, we are trying to align with that.
Thank you very much. We are running out of time. Thank you very much, and we will get more information from you in near future after visiting your plants and also. Okay. All right.
Important center of the LGD.
Sure. Thank you so much.
মানে যদি আরো কোনো ইনফরমেশন জানতে চান তাহলে আমাদের পাবলিক ইনফরমেশন ডিপার্টমেন্ট আছে এখানে আপনার যত ধরনের রিকোয়ারমেন্ট
I think Bangla it's him actually. I'm not good in Bangla.
You can get all other information.
Can I take this brochure so that I can perhaps study?
Focus on the climate initiatives. All are climate resilient initiatives. Yeah. Rainwater harvesting. Then ramp it catalyst. You can the efficient
efficient pre-filtration unit, chemical pre-filtration self-catchment.
Everything is.
Okay.
We are trying to inbuilt in our sector.
Okay.
Like rainwater harvesting, like solar energy, like increase the plinth level of the cyclone shelter. That's why natural flood and storm surge cannot affect the buildings. Right. Also, it's the wind load and cyclone not and affect this. So that's people will get shelter here during the disaster. Okay. So it will be the.
Yeah, considering the fact that earthquake is quite prominent.
Also, it's also earthquake. Oh, you have.
Okay. All right. It's okay. I think the disaster is always happening here. The sign of an earthquake. We have learned a lot of things about cost-benefit analysis, and the local government division has played an important role in the development of this country. So we will get to know more information once we visit the plants and get to see what sort of development has taken place. And that's all for today. Thank you very much. And until then, Assalamu alaikum.
And so forth about the outcomes of the various sessions, and I will not repeat any of that, but just remind us of the vast richness of discussion and conclusions that came up. If I had a wish, I would perhaps say, let's not come back to another NAP Expo until we have progressed in a significant way. So all NAPs would have been submitted and implementation would have advanced. Because if we come back next month and repeat the same discussions and talks, then we really are not transforming how we do our work and achieving the results that we all would like to see. But I know that it's a process also in by itself, and that we will meet again in June during the sessions and continue the discussion, building on the outcomes of some of the discussions here. There were many facets to the Expo. There was, of course, the high-level dialogues on the first day. There was the mandated meeting of party experts to assess progress on NAPs. There were the training activities conducted by the Adaptation Committee and the LEG. There was also activities under the UN for NAPs, another initiative that the Secretariat and the UN system is organizing. And there were a vast array of partners, governmental, UN, non-governmental, etc., that were part of all of these events. And I encourage you to revisit the event page for all the summaries and events that took place that you're not able to follow. Ladies and gentlemen, as we move ahead, it is not what, but the how that will steer the course of our collective efforts. As His Excellency Saber Hussein Chowdhury, MP and Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change said, we should not just talk not just about what was done in the past, but focus on the future. And as we focus on the future, we have to think about the how. So let me conclude by saying that every country must not only craft a comprehensive plan, but also bridge the gap to implementation. This journey transcends financial support. We also need capacity building, technical assistance for tangible progress, etc. And these are not new problems or unique to adaptation of climate change. I think they cover the needs of vulnerable countries and LDCs in particular. So I hope that we are able to make significant progress in these areas. Ladies and gentlemen, COP28 has set before us an ambitious target for all developing countries to have submitted their NAP by 2025. That's less than 2 years away from now. So I hope that all the work that's in progress, all the vast efforts by all support agencies to assist countries to produce their NAPs will actually come to fruition and produce their own NAPs by 2025. In by itself is not enough, as we all know. Some of you may call it a document, it's a national plan, but the benefit is in actually getting these plans implemented so that communities that need that assistance can accrue the benefits of adaptation efforts. And it's fair to say that our challenge now lies in transforming these activities into tangible progress. There has been vast progress that has emerged from all of these activities, but we need to do more. And as our leaders on the first day taught us, we have made some progress, but let's be fair to ourselves that we do need to do more and do it faster. So the challenge is upon us as technical people to perhaps advance that work and ensure that there is progress. We must stay focused on that goal, not the obstacles. We must remember that the NAP serves as a pathway to a resilient and sustainable future for us and our future generations. I keep telling the story that I am from an LDC myself, and during the rainy season, there are a lot of potholes in the road. And if you're going from A to B, you don't worry about fixing every pothole before you get to B. You worry about how do I get to point B and how do I sidestep and go around the potholes. So perhaps let's take that mentality in developing our plans, that it's difficult, yes, to access financing, etc., but the challenge is not to fix how to access financing. The fix is to find a way, how do we adapt and adapt effectively, recognizing that these challenges will remain forever. So let us all reflect on all the constructive discussions we've had here to interweave in our efforts, learn from each other, and champion the cause of adaptation and the urgency that it demands, and leave Dhaka feeling inspired to act. Last but not least, I would like to sincerely thank the organizers, the government of Bangladesh, the BICC, the center we're in, .birth, our events management company, all the organizations who organized sessions and participated, all the 467 participants, my own colleagues at the Secretariat and staff that most of them are back in Bonn that helped make this a success. And we ask for your understanding for some of the difficulties that might have arisen in that process related to some of the logistical arrangements. But we're very happy to have been here. I personally did enjoy the cultural show, and I hope that most of you did as well. I wish that we had more time in Bangladesh, but we look forward to the next opportunity to be in your midst and learn some more about your success stories. So thank you very much, and safe travels.
Thank you, Mr. Paul D. Sankar, for your closing remarks. Now I would like to request the Vice Chair of the LDC Group to deliver his closing statement. His Excellency, Mr. Adao Suarez Barbosa. You have the floor.
Dr. Karina Ahmed, Secretary, Minister of Forest, Environment and Climate Change of the Government of Bangladesh, dignitaries of the Government of Bangladesh, Dr. Paul de Sanker, UNFCCC Secretariat, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. I take this opportunity once again to provide closing remarks on behalf of the least developed countries expert group. I've already spoken a lot, and I will keep my remarks very brief. Our mandate is to support the least developed countries in achieving successful adaptation planning, especially NAP formulation and NAP implementation. By this, we want to firstly help each country establish an effective process at the national level for adaptation planning and implementation. Secondly, help each country to provide a national adaptation plan containing adaptation priorities and serve as instrument for assessing and mobilizing resources for implementation. Thirdly, help each country to successfully implement the NAP adaptation priorities under the NAP. And last but not least, involving them actively in communicating lessons learned and best practice that we just have this NAP Expo. Excellencies, the event this week is one of ways by which we continue to extend support to countries by creating a platform for everyone. And we mean everyone to contribute to this course. I invite you to continue the spirit of the Expo throughout this year and work together towards achieving the common goal of building long-term resilience for our people and our ecosystems and livelihood. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the LEC is made up of 17 members, of which 5 of us are here with you. In this regard, I would like to invite LEC members to stand up. Thank you very much. Please have a seat. Excellencies, we organize this week's events in collaboration, of course, with our colleagues from the Adaptation Committee, and I wish to recognize and appreciate their contribution, their works during this session. In this regard, I would also like to invite the AC members to stand up. Thank you very much. Excellencies, most importantly, I also want to recognize and appreciate the support of many organizations that continue to support us in our work as LEC. especially those with us here at this very important NAP Expo, who organized and supported us in organizing various technical events during this NAP Expo. I also would like to express my sincere thanks to the UNFCCC Secretariat staff who have been providing useful technical assistance during this NAP Expo here in Bangladesh. As the NAC, we continue to learn and improve our support through the experiences, challenges, lessons learned, gaps and needs that you continue to share with us accordingly. I therefore thank all the participants for your productive engagement through this week. The NAP is the means for achieving perpetual resilience for our people and our communities. Let us all work together to make a difference to our people, our community, and our existing. I thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair, for your closing remarks. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to request the Chair of today's closing ceremony, Dr. Farhina Ahmed, respected Secretary, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, to kindly deliver her closing remarks on behalf of the Government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Chair of today's closing ceremony.
His Excellency Adau Soares Barbosa, Vice Chair, Leg, Mr. Paul Desankar, UNFCCC Secretariat, distinguished guests, esteemed participants of this NAP Expo, my colleagues from our ministry, different organizations, media colleagues, Assalamu alaikum and very good afternoon to you all. Am I audible? I think echo, okay. At the outset, I would like to thank the UN Climate Change Secretariat for relying on the government of Bangladesh to organize such an important event, NAP Expo 2024. You may know that it was the first NAP Expo organized in a LDC country. We are very honored to be a part of this event and hosting the NAP Expo this year. I acknowledge financial contribution of the UNFCCC Secretariat, the GIZ, and the UNDP, and generous contribution of the government of Bangladesh in organizing this NAP Expo. My special gratitude to our Honorable Prime Minister, Her Excellency Sheikh Hasina, for her leadership and relentless support to the cause of global and Bangladesh climate agenda. I would like to thank Honorable Minister Mr. Saber Hossain Chaudhry, People's Republic of Bangladesh, Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, for his continuous guidance, leadership and support. I also thank Mr. Simon Steele, Executive Secretary, and Mr. Yusuf Nasef of UNFCCC Secretariat, who are here in the opening ceremony. I take the opportunity to thank you all, delegates, coming from more than 100 countries for their active participation in the NAP Expo. I thank representatives of the different constituted bodies of the UN agencies, NGOs, and the UNFCCC financial mechanism bodies, GCF, JF, FB, playing vital role for the success of this NAP Expo 2024. I also want to recognize the presence of LEG Vice Chair and members here. Their contribution has made this expo a valuable one, a guided one. I am pleased to note that in total, under 16th session, we organized more than 35 various expert meetings, dialogues, and trainings. I thank all the keynote speakers, panelists, and participants because they have provoked a lot of thoughts and contributions and feedbacks. There are so many incubations of ideas. I hope we will be able to put them into actions towards implementing our NAP accordingly. I want to particularly recognize my team members, Mr. Iqbal Abdullah Harun, Mr. Ubla Yasmin, Mr. Rezal Karim, Mr. Dhoritru Kumar Sarkar, Mr. Mirza Shaukat Ali, and all other colleagues from our ministries and its constituted agencies. This was a small team, but very dedicated and committed. They have put commendable efforts to make this NAP Expo meeting a success and meaningful one. Distinguished delegates, excellencies, the reason you know why we are so committed to this NAP Expo, that is, climate change is already here with all of its devastating effects and it's not going away easily. The last 6 assessment report of IPCC made it very clear, giving a red signal. Adaptation is not an option anymore. Rather, the utmost necessary of the existence of our lives, our country, particularly the most vulnerable communities. Therefore, people present here are dedicated to develop policies, sharing success stories and best practices to make sure that the most vulnerable are protected, really are going to make a difference in next years in a world that is heating up, in a world that is not reducing greenhouse gas emission at the speed that is required according to the most updated science and the first global stocktake outcomes. Distinguished delegates, we need to be very practical and pragmatic. We need to be very root level of the vulnerable communities to deal with the impacts of the climate change. This is why it is so important to hear from a number of distinguished expert speakers and interventions and questions from the vulnerable communities. How to drive transformational adaptation through NAPs. How do we make it real and make a difference for the people in the grassroots who are at the forefront to the adverse impact of climate change? These are indeed a big challenges for us, especially the LDCs. The global stocktake 1 outcome highlights the growing gap between the needs of developing country parties, in particularly those most vulnerable countries. It recognizes the significant challenges developing country parties face in accessing finance for implementing their NAPs. NAP Expo has provided us a unique opportunity to assess the progress that we have made and to discuss the bottlenecks to implement our NAPs as well as way forward. We share our solidarity with all the vulnerable countries when it comes to formulation and implementation of the NAPs. Bangladesh stands ready to share our experience on locally led adaptation practices and knowledge we gathered while formulating our NAPs and our efforts to be resilient. 1. I would like to suggest that maybe Bangladesh, the Lake and UNFCCC Secretariat can organize an event at the upcoming COP29 on the outcome of the NAP Expo 2024 to disseminate to a wider audience, making NAP Expo more consequential, drawing attention of the global communities, the developed countries, that we are prepared with our policies and plans. Now, you have to fulfill your promise, mobilizing adequate resources and technologies to support these plans on the ground. Again, I would like to give special thanks to Mr. Paul Desankar, Mr. Matsomi Malitzan, and his team at the UNFCCC Secretariat, along with leg members and my colleagues at the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change for their tremendous efforts to make this NAP Expo happen. I appreciate everyone for being here. You now know how the life of Bengali is, a glimpse of our way of life, food and culture, and especially the excessive heat wave as an event of climate change. I wish you all, the foreign delegates, a safe flight back home, and for those who are staying here, I wish you success in all your future undertakings. Thank you all. Assalamu alaikum. Joy Bangla.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, for her closing remarks. We are also extremely grateful that with such a great leadership, the event was organized successfully. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have almost come to the end of our today's closing ceremony. So it is with a sense of accomplishment and excitement for the future that we close the NAP Expo 2024. Thank you once again. Have a safe and productive journey back home. But I would like to request all of you to join up on the stage and have a group photo with us. Thank you all.
Just taking pictures and are actually celebrating this closing ceremony. And in this ceremony we have our three distinguished guests: Mr. Paul Desankar, UNFCCC Secretariat, His Excellency Ados Suarez Barbosa. All right, this is Salim Kadir from CSB News, and we have with us a distinguished Dr. Farhina Ahmed, Secretary. Miss, how are you? How are you feeling?
Yes, excellent, accomplished, and feeling great. Successful implementation of NAP Expo 2024.
So it's a closing ceremony, so what are the expectations that you have or you come up with?
Actually, NAP agenda, adaptation as a whole is very much, I would say, that not the forefront of the UNFCCC or the climate change movement. Rather, mitigation is getting more focus. So since as a vulnerable country and developing country member, we believe that adaptation is crucial, and not only the crucial, transformational adaptation is required for the existence of humankind and the vulnerable communities. So that's why we want to bring an emphasis on National Adaptation Plans. So that's why NAP Expo and sharing the knowledge and bringing all the actors together to implement adaptation plans is extremely crucial. This expo provides us the opportunity to do so, sharing knowledge, experience, and improving our confidence level and making us stronger. So that is the ultimate objective of NAP Expo.
Regarding the heat, the excessive heat that is actually affecting the climate change here in Bangladesh, and what are your concerns about that?
Bangladesh has been experiencing excessive heat from last year. So it is a very, very new phenomena. We are considering to add a new chapter in our National Adaptation Plan, that is HNAP, Health NAP. And not only the excessive heat, other reproductive health and other epidemiological phenomena also developing. So we want to address those issues in a systemic manner. And our community, our healthcare system is not ready to handle this situation. So we need to act, and we need to be ready for that as well.
And also regarding the flood cases, there has been floods in 1988 and also 1998. Will there be any floods in the near future? And if there is any, how can you counter it? If there's any plans?
Flood is a very common thing in our country. We are living with flood. So we can handle flood. We have a very strong volunteer system. We can forecast. We have relief team, disaster management. So yes, the Bangladesh is a low-lying delta. We are habituated to living with flood.
And any plans to build dams, to ensure, any plans to build dams?
No, not yet. We want to build our development on nature-based solution. We are focusing on that. And we have our very long-term plan, that Delta plan. So in line with our Delta plan, National Adaptation Plan, we want to create a community-based nature-based solution, that kind of development, not a very large infrastructure, dam and things like that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your time. I wish you all the best. All right. So this is Salim Kadir from CSB News, and Assalamu alaikum. How are you? What are you doing here?
Assalamu alaikum. I'm here attending the NAP Expo as part of the UNFCCC process.
So what are the positive and negative aspects of this country in regards to the climate change? What have you observed so far?
I mean, first of all, the hospitality of this country has striken us. I mean, the love of the people, they have really taken us around the city in Dhaka. We ate biryani, and we had a lot of, we heard also about the experiences that you are undertaking, the climate action that you are doing. And it's actually impressive what also the Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina is doing. So I think there's a lot to learn. And we look forward to also further collaboration, not only in the NAP Expo, but also throughout the negotiation process.
And what difference do you find regarding the humidity in Saudi and also here in this country?
My goodness, here is the humidity, a real one. I mean,
it's like in terms of percentage, is it above 90% or 100%?
I have no idea, but here it's just the experience is a bit strong. But it doesn't mean that it's not an enjoyable weather.
But places in Riyadh, it's like above 40 or above 50 sometimes, isn't it? But the temperature is a lot less, isn't it, over there?
I mean, the temperature is high, but we don't have that much humidity because Riyadh is not surrounded by any coastal area. But Jeddah has.
Jeddah, right, exactly. I mean, that's like also Dammam, places like in Dammam.
Absolutely. It's similar humidity, I believe. But this time, to arrive at this time of the year, was a bit interesting to be part of this.
So what do you have plans? Do you want to stay here or you want to go back to Saudi?
I mean, it was a great loss for me to not spend more days. I was telling a few friends that I have just made, including Sheikh Murad, who I promised that I will visit back, but as a tourist, not as part of an event, because I really need to see more of the country.
One question I would like to ask you, since as Muslims, what are your views on Palestine?
I mean, this is something, a concern that we have to address. And this is something we have been addressing in the international forums as the kingdom. And it has to be taken also in the international arena, for sure.
A short message for those who are oppressed.
I mean, all the love and prayers and peace. All for the peace.
Thank you very much. What's your name once again?
Abdulaziz.
Abdulaziz, nice meeting you. And I think Abdulaziz is quite common, especially in Saudi. We have King Aziz. There was a King Aziz once upon a time. King Aziz, King Faisal, the Saudi.
It's the founder father.
The founding father, right.
King Abdulaziz.
Thank you, brother Aziz. Nice meeting you. And you're most welcome to visit Bangladesh again once again.
Can't wait.
Assalamu alaikum. Brother. From CSB News. Okay, Assalamu alaikum. This is Salim Kadir. Oh, is it right? Oh, okay,
আমি বলি
rolling.
আপনার কোশ্চেনের আগে আমি বলে দিই কি আমি আমার ডিটেইলসটা
Yeah, I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you. All right. Hello, this is Sani Kadiri once again, and we have a distinguished guest here, and we would like to interview who she is, what she is. Please, can you introduce yourself?
I am from Gulshan. I am a teacher.
Oh, you're a teacher. What do you teach?
Yeah, I am geography teacher.
Geography teacher. Oh, that's great. Which school?
And I just coming here last moment, and I lost everything. But
You lost everything? What do you mean?
Your honorable guest, and I missed our honorable members. But I feel good. Last day I enjoy here, and very much I enjoy to meet with you and your channel. Thank you so much.
So I'm looking forward to see you soon because you have a lot of potential knowledge about geography. I guess maybe you know a lot about Bangladeshi landscape and the soil erosion, the flooding, isn't it?
Yeah, our environment is very tough day by day, and this is very warning time. So we have to learn, and we have to follow the rules, and we realize, and we can happy.
And to blend in and to make sure that we can live in proper manner and with full of prosperity, isn't it?
Yeah, our prosperity will be very positively and good if we are achieve, and if we are very cool, and it is our everyone we have to learn, and we have to teach everything.
Thank you very much. I'm so happy to meet you, but we are running out of time, so looking forward to see you soon in the near future. Until then, assalamu alaikum.